Hey folks, Pat Mitchell here, and tonight we're going to be discussing something that's really important, not only for traders, but just people in general. We're going to be discussing topical bias or topic bias. I don't know if that's the actual name for it, but that's what I call it. One of the biggest issues that traders have is they have bias. And it's not even just with traders, it's people in general. They'll have a bias, and it basically clouds their vision of the truth or what the facts really are. We've definitely have seen that over the past 3.5 years. I think a lot of you watching this would probably agree. Now, when it comes to trading, in the world of trading, if you have bias, that's going to be really detrimental. So my job here with these videos and what I've been doing for the last 7 years with Tricktrades, as well as on YouTube and everything else, is I've been trying to educate people. So to the person that this is directed to, you're going to watch this because I know that you watch my Fallout Shelter episodes. And I want you to take it like the last guy that I did this to. You know, don't take this like it's a burn against you or anything like that. I'm actually trying to help you. Now, you may or may not see it that way, and that's okay. All I can do is do my best to try and educate people and hopefully rewire them, because I know you want to become a trader. And this isn't just directed just solely to one person. There are a lot of people out there like this, especially right now. So what I'm talking about, the actual news story has nothing to do with trading, but we'll get into why it relates to trading here in a moment. So I want to get my facts correct here. So an RCMP officer in Canada arrested David Menzies, which is a reporter for Rebel News. Now, Rebel News is obviously a right-wing news outlet. This reporter, David Menzies, went up to the deputy minister in Canada and started questioning her about, I believe, now I could be mistaken, but he did go on a rant afterwards about Islamic extremism and everything else. And I think that that's where this fellow may have had an issue with the post. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. I'm going to show you my post, and I do want to say that what I wrote in this, I really mean from my heart. I know a lot of, and I'm friends with a lot of law enforcement officers. And one of my best friends on the planet that I love and respect more than anyone is Andy. And Andy is a former homicide detective in New York City. I love this man. So to Andy, and I know you know me, so, and I'll talk to you before I release this, but you know I love you. But I think that, and this is why I love Andy, even he would agree that there is an abuse of power that's going on. And it's not just in Canada. So before people start posting, oh yeah, Canada's fucked, it's like, look out your back door, look out your front door. You know, it's the West. It's Western civilization is fucked right now. And so I wanted to say that before I got into my post. So my post reads, so this is pure insanity. This is where I'm truly torn. I have friends who I love and respect in law enforcement. So out of respect for them, I generally hold my tongue, which I do. This Canadian RCMP officer is the very definition of a thug. If I had one wish in the world, just one, I wish I could be a judge and I would throw the book at him, blah, blah, blah. That's the general gist of this. The abuse of power is out of control right now. These are, a lot of law enforcement they're just basically hired thugs for the government doing their bidding. People forget that politicians and government officials work for us. We have the right to question them. So David Menzies ran up to this deputy minister with a microphone in his hand, obviously with questions. And he's walking backwards, okay? So the camera that's recording him is behind him, right? So he's just walking backwards. Obviously, if you're walking backwards, you can't really see what you're seeing, right? And this thug, this RCMP officer, stood right in front of him. If David Menzies is right here, he's right behind. So David Menzies turned around and bumped into him. Well, then the cop, the RCMP officer, grabbed him and arrested him for assault of a police officer. Now, obviously, the video shows that that's ridiculous, and he has since been released. The RCMP will not comment on this right now, but it was a real event. And my point to all this, and I know that that was a long roundabout way of getting to the point, but the point here, after I posted that, one of the guys that follows me on Twitter here or on X wrote, "This whole thing looks staged. Security allowed him to run up to her like that." Well, number one, let me break that down. Yes, you're allowed to go up to politicians, any politician, and ask them questions. If they're walking on the street, remember, they work for you. That's absolutely valid. It doesn't need to be a press conference. There's no laws stating that it needs to be a press conference. You can go up to anyone and question them. That's the beauty of our political system. Any political system in a democratic country, you should be able to do that. So that's point number one. And then he was arrested, in quotes. They had cameras running the whole time as he spoke like he was in a movie. Well, yes, there are cameras running because he's filming a question and answer to a politician or a government official. So of course there's going to be cameras running. I don't quite understand that point. But just hear me out before you start getting your panties in a knot. Just hear me out. I'm getting to it. And yes, he was speaking to the camera while he was getting arrested because he is on camera and he's trying to make a point here. There's a story there. He is a reporter. So there's obviously a story with him getting arrested for assault for bumping into someone that put themselves in that situation. Okay, so that's the issue here. So David Menzies, after that, he started talking about Islamic extremism and this and that. I don't know everything he was talking about. Do I agree with it? I don't know. I really wasn't paying attention to that. That's not the point of this post. The post is the abuse of power. Okay, so that's number one. So let's take that. The post that I am posting is directly about the abuse of power that is going on, not only in Canada, but in the US, in the UK, and France, and Germany, in all of the so-called first world countries that are going on, which are no longer first world countries. They're a pig with lipstick is what's going on. Number two, now, and I could be wrong, and I'm putting myself out on a limb here, and I don't want people to take this the wrong way, but if you take it the wrong way, that's your fucking problem. So obviously this fellow here, get rich trading stocks, and I've had interaction with him, seems like a really good guy. I have no problems with him. He looks, and I could be wrong, because looks can be deceiving, but looks to be someone that could potentially either be Muslim or Islamic, just going out on a limb here. I think people are so drawn, and they're so part of a team, okay? So they're part of a team, whether it be religion, politics, medical, whatever. So no matter what they see, they'll always take that opposite side, okay? And I think that that's what's going on here. That's called topic bias. So let's say you were a hardcore Christian, okay? And there was somebody that was touting that the Christian religion is horrible and blah, 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 okay? And then let's say somebody came up to him with a baseball bat and cracked him over the head. So there's certain types of people that because they are against, that person is against their team, they will should have hit him harder. Do you understand what I'm saying? This person, regardless of what this person says, he's not hurting anyone, okay? And his or her rights are being violated by an abuse of power or authority. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Maybe that's not the best example in the world, but it's the one that comes off the top of my head. So now let's get down into the nitty-gritty here. This is what's really important. It's important, and I believe that this is probably the only fucking way that we are going to be able to get back to where we were pre-2019. We got to stop being on a fucking team. Okay? I don't care what religion you follow. Follow it. All good. But don't push that shit onto others. I don't care what political fucking party you rally behind. Don't push that shit onto others. I think the sooner that people realize that religion and politics, there's a reason why those are the two things that you're not supposed to talk about, right? It's because people get these fucking biases for their team when they don't understand, number one, all religion, not the majority of it, is so bastardized with the books that people read, right? Their holy book. It's been translated and doctored and messed with by the church and by royalty and everything else. Who knows what's real and what isn't? So if you want to believe in a higher power, by all means, believe in that higher power. So that's religion. Now let's talk politics. Whatever political party you follow, whether you lean left or lean right, or you're in the middle, or you're far left or far right, who fucking cares? They're all pigs. All politicians are pigs. There's a certain type of person that would try and get into politics because they know what that system really is. And if you think any politician out there is getting into this for the good of the people, you're fucking crazy and ignorant and stupid and all of the above times 10. They're pigs. They all are. Look what they've done to us. They've torn us apart. They've pitted us against our brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and friends and family. That's what they've done. We need to stop fucking doing this. Stop having those stupid fucking biases, whether it be religion or politics. It's got to the point where if you get a in your fucking arm or you don't, like, people don't want to admit all of the information that goes against that. You were a guinea pig. You were. Just admit it. Just admit it. The amount of information that's out there now, like, Jesus Christ, man, like, what the fuck are we doing here? Nobody wants to admit that they're wrong. If it turned out that that was all good and fully tested and there was no fucking sudden death and all of this other shit that was going on and it wasn't bullshit, I would gladly admit it. But there's too many facts out there. When you're looking at something and you can't see that you have an emotional or topic bias because of whatever fucking tribe you're a part of, and you want to be a trader, now this is where I'm going to talk about trading. You got to be able to see through that shit and see clearly. See the forest through the fucking trees. If you think for a second that you will be a successful trader and you can't see through that shit, you're fucking dead wrong. You won't make it. I'm telling you right now, you won't. And if you don't believe me and you're like, fuck you, Pat, nope, that's not true. Let's talk in 5 years. Let's talk in 10 years. Let's talk in 15 years. And let's see if you're making money and that you're still trading. Because you won't be. You have to think a certain way. Now, I'm not saying everyone needs to think exactly like me, okay? Everyone's going to have some sort of an opinion. Opinions and topic bias are two different things. It is absolutely imperative to your trading career that you start working on clearing that shit out of your head. You need to rewire yourself. I want nothing fucking more on this planet because I know it's doable. It is so fucking doable for everyone that is day trading out there to make money and be successful and provide for your fucking families more than you could ever dream of. You want to know how I know? Because I fucking live it, man. I live it. It is a wild life. Every fucking morning, I'm so grateful and I damn near pinch myself because I fucking am just waiting to wake up. And if you think that that's bullshit, you're fucking out of your goddamn mind because I'm living a fucking dream life. I've got everything I ever wanted. I have zero stress. Zero. The only stresses that I have, shit like this. And the reason why it pisses me off and stresses me out, because I know if this person could just get rewired, they would actually make it. I want nothing more than for you guys to be successful. So hear the words that are coming out of my mouth and take it for fucking gospel. Because I'm not here to fuck anyone around. I'm not here to waste anybody's time. I'm trying to give you the fucking how it is. Nobody wants to give you how it is. Why? Because it's going to piss people off and it's going to take away from their membership numbers. I don't care if I have 10 members, 20 members, 100 members, 1,000 members, 10,000 members. In fact, I don't want 10,000 members, thank you. Because that would be a fucking headache and I wouldn't be able to properly focus on them. So for the ones that have found me, Count your fucking blessings because you're learning it straight. And for fuck's sakes, you guys got to stop with this topic bias because you may have a certain religion or a religious belief that it's like that person in that post kind of hurt your feelings with it. Who fucking cares? Take that post for what it is. We have a real battle that we're up against right now, guys. We do. And if you can't see that, you're fucking blind because shit's going to get way worse before it gets better, man. And the only way that I could possibly see back without violence, I don't want that. Like I've talked about before, you have these fucking weak men talking and fantasizing about fucking civil war. Are you fucking stupid? You don't know what war is then, man. I don't want that. So the only way that I can see a fix for this is to stop being in a fucking tribe and to stop having that topic bias. It's not only going to fucking destroy all of us. It's not just you. It is all of us that it will destroy. It will strip us of our freedoms. It will strip us of everything. Stop going with a tribe and start thinking for yourself. And maybe, just maybe, we can get through this. Adios.